Hi guys, this is Connie, and I thought I would read a few more chapters because right now they're very small and easy. And I haven't posted anything in the last 2 days. So let's start reading. Connie reads Max the Mighty, Chapter 6. Run for your life. The lump in my pocket is a book, The Wind in the Willows, the worn-out old copy Worm had in her backpack. I open up the cover and see where she's written her name and address on the inside with the instructions, return or else. Don't forget. So that's what she meant. Just my luck. I'm sitting on a park bench minding my own business, and now I'm supposed to return a book to a weird girl who's in trouble. I figured that's why Worm put the book in my pocket. So I'd follow her home and be Max the Mighty and save her from her creepy stepdad and leap over tall buildings in a single bound like Superman. Yeah, right. But even though I'm a weenie, something way inside thinks maybe I should return the book and make sure Worm and her mom are okay. That's when my brain says, don't be a donut. You want to return the book, put it in the mail. But the rest of me is thinking I've got to do something, even if it scares me. Because the Undertaker is always spouting about punishing sinners and how only he knows what is true, and the truth with a capital T. What a load of baloney. A man who'd do that to his own family, treat them like dirtballs, he wouldn't know the truth if it hit him in the butt. The address inside the book is in the projects. That's a place where people don't have enough money, and half the stuff that should be inside the houses is left outside, like old baby strollers and busted furniture and cheesy toys that always look sad in the rain. The wrong side of the tracks, like Graham says, except they took out the railroad tracks before I was born, so now it's just the wrong side of town. Anyhow, I'm trudging along, looking out for cracks in the sidewalk because I know I need good luck more than ever. And the more I think about how the Undertaker treats his family, the more it burns me. Cracking his voice like a whip and talking to Worm like she was nothing special. Just a thing to be yelled at. Part of me wants to stop and go back to the mill pond and forget about the girl and her mom. But I keep going. Like my brain has switched off and I'm this lumbering beast with feet as big as shoeboxes. After a while, I get to her neighborhood. The building kind of lean the wrong way, and the shadows are long and spooky. The street signs have been torn down or sprayed over, and I'm trying to figure out which way to go when the shouting starts. The Undertaker and Rachel's mom. The woman's voice is high and sharp and angry, but you can tell she's scared, too. The Undertaker, well, it makes me feel kind of sick in my stomach, because he sounds so cruel and hateful. I'm like a dinosaur with a second brain in its tail, except the extra brain is in my feet and they're making me follow the terrible dark noise. Follow it through the gloomy shadows that live in the alley, and past the filled to the brim dumpster and around by the rusty chain link fence. It's still daytime, but the old buildings are so close together it might as well be night. I keep on going, and the whole time I've got this feeling like I'm on an elevator going down too fast, but I can't get off, and any second it's going to hit the bottom. The angry voices are getting louder. Keep your hands off that child! Shut up, woman! Shut your mouth or I'll break it! Leave her alone or I'll call the police, and this time I'll tell them the truth! They're fighting about Worm, and I can feel that in my bones. And then I come around the corner of the old tenement building and see the old hearse parked in the street. There's a light coming from the basement apartment, the kind of apartment where the entrance is under the front stoop, and there's iron bars on the windows. The Undertaker is shouting, I will punish that child as the Lord sees fit. And then her mother goes, You've never even read that Bible. You're not a real preacher. You're a fake. And then a smack comes the noise of a hand slapping hard against a face, and then the sound of a woman sobbing. This can't go on, the woman whimpers. Martin, please stop. Don't do it, please. Quit your blubbering. But the woman keeps crying, crying from deep inside, like her world has cracked open and all the good is leaking out. It's a sound I remember from a long, long time ago when my father made my own mother cry, and that's why my feet won't let me run away. I'm not really thinking about what happens next, but I want to stop that terrible, sad crying, and that's why I go down the steps to the front door, thinking maybe if I ring the bell, they'll stop fighting. Ding dong, and everything gets better. But there isn't any doorbell, and before I can make a fist knock, and the woman cries out, "No! No!" And then something falls to the floor, and everything gets quiet. The silence makes me wish I was 1,000 miles away. And when I look into the room, through the bars on the window, I see a terrible thing. A thing so terrible it feels like my heart has stuck to my ribs and it won't ever beat again. Rachel's mom is lying on the floor, blocking a bedroom door with her body. Her eyes are black and bruised, and her nose is bloody, and she's not moving. The undertaker yanks her arms and pulls her away from the door. He's about to open it. There's a cruel look on his pale white face, and his eyes are cold and gleaming, with his angry hands are reaching out. Kerwham! That's when I come crashing through the front door and knock it off the hinges and slam it flat on the floor. "You!" he screams, but then he sees the look in my eyes and how big I am, and he backs away. Rachel's mom moans and raises her head, and when she sees me through her swollen eyes, she almost smiles. "Get away from that door!" the undertaker shouts. That makes me want to open the door, and I do. The first thing I see is a light shining on a book. Worm is sitting on a corner with her knees up in the dark. She's got the old miner's helmet on her head, and the light is aimed at this book she's reading. She knows I'm there, but she won't look at me. She's all shut up inside. When I get my mouth working, it says, "Come on, you have to get out of here. We have to call the police." Worm just keeps reading her book like the book will save her, like her stepfather can't touch her as long as her miner's light is shining. But that won't stop him. Nothing will stop him except getting her away from him, so I grab her backpack, scoop her up in my arms, and carry her out of the room. When I get clear of the bedroom, the undertaker takes a run at me, then pulls up. "She's mine!" he screams. "Give her to me!" I decide I'd rather die than do what he wants. Rachel's mom has crawled up from the floor. It's hard for her to talk, but she looks at me and says, "You've got to get her away from here. Please take her away." Worm has her face hard against my chest, and she won't look at her mother. "Run away," her mother urges. "Do it. Go." And that's how I became a desperate criminal and kidnapper, wanted by the law. Wow. Be careful with that and enjoy, please, and thank you. We'll see you in the next chapter.